Storylines, we'll have the Florida Battle Part 2. We'll see what Reptoid and Gunslinger can do in freestyle. Reptoid, the winner of that battle last week.
Jim Jack had a great night, and you know, I'm going to tell you, Jim would love to be able to once again finish up in the top 2 or 3, maybe even surprise everybody and pull the upset here in freestyle.
Well, it's going to be interesting tonight in freestyle because the man with the momentum is Dennis Anderson and Gravedigger. Freestyle, something all these drivers really enjoy.
The dirt's pretty wild. It's really heavy, tacky, and we geared up for it because it was a straight line track, so we're going to have a lot more low end, get a lot more height off the jump. I'm going to shoot out the gate and just start hitting everything in sight.
Probably look for some wheelies here. Track should be good for it.
There's not a school bus or nothing, but that van stack looks pretty cool. And if the cars hold up, we can get some good sky wheelies off of them. Florida's stoked. I'm stoked. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be a free-for-all out there. I hope they're watching you fans at home on TNN. It's going to be awesome.
Well, there's a lot of fans here in the Citrus Bowl in Orlando. Over 60,000. Scott, we're sold out here tonight. What a crowd.
These people are having a great time. What a party in Orlando. Let's get to it.
Here's Andy Slifko in Eradicator. That Dodge Durango ready to do some freestyle.
In freestyle, every truck gets 90 seconds. Nice sky wheelie to start. You want to show the crowd and the 3 judges who'll score you on a basis of 1 to 10. A lot of momentum, a lot of action, hit a lot of obstacles. You want to hit everything out there, and you need some unique, neat tricks. And Andy Slifko starting a little slow. He really needs to pick up the pace a little in that hot-looking 2002 Dodge Durango.
30 points, the most you can score. Each judge can give up to 10.
So far, the positive part for Slifko, both his sky wheelies have been excellent. On a sky wheelie, you want to stick that truck straight up and down, and he's come really close both times. That one not as effective right there. As you can see, only got like a 45-degree angle out of that one. And again, just the momentum's not there, and the truck may not be at 100%. Andy's out of Pottsville, Pennsylvania, and it just not real sharp.
Made the semifinals 1 week ago in our racing competition there. A little bit of a sky wheelie, but you know what? It doesn't sound quite right. Something's amiss on that truck.
Not able to really keep her going. Again, the best part of the run, the sky wheelies. He gave us a few good ones, but other than that, I don't expect this to be a real high score, Mike.
It's a total of 17 for Andy Slifko.
Andy, you got a 17. You had some great verticals there, and then you had to stop cold after 1 minute. What's the story?
I think I broke the center shaft in the transmission. It just neutraled out on me. I was going to go around and hit the bus again. I was going to clear the whole deal, but...
Would you say that run was really on the extreme for you? I mean, you definitely got some great air, and you were covering amazing ground.
I've been running like that all year. I just picked the pace up at the beginning of the year, and I've been steadily climbing.
Next up, Rage and Steel with some freestyle here. Ready to go.
Steve Reynolds, the Rookie of the Year a year ago when he drove the Bulldozer, now in this big Chevrolet out of Paxton, Illinois.
And Steve Reynolds off to a pretty good start.
Rage and Steel, Reynolds out of Paxton, Illinois. Last year's Rookie of the Year when he drove Bulldozer. Now behind the wheel of this big Chevrolet.
And out of Paxton, Illinois, learned from Tom Mintz, who we might add, Scott is not here tonight. He's racing at another USHRA event. So it really opens the door, I think, the fact that Tom Mintz is not here for a truck like a Rage and Steel to make some noise and get some valuable points.
Picked up a little extra baggage, if you will, a little cargo on the bottom of the chassis there. He knocks that off and is going. Once again, not seeing a lot of momentum out of these trucks.
You know, and I've seen Steve Reynolds freestyle with some more momentum than this.
Yeah, he's not banging it out as we've seen him do before. Not sure why. Now he's picking up the pace.
A little less than 30 seconds left in the run, so he's got to make something happen if he wants to score some points. We've had one truck run so far with a score of 17.
Back to that van stack, which is going to be interesting as the night goes on. It'll get beat down as we go through it, and we'll see how that affects what the trucks can do with it.
You see all 4 wheels turning. That's a big part of these monster trucks. Time is almost up. And it might beat the 17, but if it does, it's not going to be by much.
Not by much, as Steve Reynolds comes out, and frankly, I'm sure he's not thrilled with that run. Not the best we've seen out of Raging Steel or Reynolds.
Well, our judges have decided it's a 20 for Steve Reynolds.
How'd that run feel for you?
Yeah, the truck works real good. You know, I'd really like to be hitting that big jump at the end had I had just a little bit more time. Seemed a little cluttered out there, really, for freestyle. It was all right, but it just seemed cluttered.
What's going to be interesting is to see how some of these other drivers attack this course. It might be set up a little bit different than some we've seen. More freestyle on the way here at the Citrus Bowl in Orlando. Plus, we've got Thunder Body Sand Drags as well.
What do those things do?
Well, the tree itself is just a series of lights that when the truck pulls up to a certain point, a light will come on, and you sit there till you're ready, then you move it about 6 inches, another light will come on, and once those lights comes on both sides of the tree, you better be ready to go because the starter will, at any time, can give a switch, which will give us the yellow, which turns us loose to go down the track with. You move into this light, roll forward, move into that light, and in the time of doing it, it causes the lights on the trees to come on. It's like a beam across there, and just once the beam's broke, the lights come on, and we have to sit there and not move. The truck then will roll 18 inches, and then it'll roll into another set of clocks that automatically start the timers. There's another set of lights at the other end that shut the clocks off when we get down there, which gives us our times. Everything is fair because one lane will not work without the other lane.
Okay, well, let's get down to it on these Thunder Body Sand Drags as they run through the sand.
Right off the bat, JT Tullis and Hustlin' Hobo looking good out of Bivens, Texas. The Chevrolet gets the win over Donnie Mars, Blue Bayou out of Louisiana. Then Dan Richter, always tough in the Richter scale, actually gets out of the hole late, but still enough to advance into the semifinals. Dan Richter's Richter scale out of Franklin, Wisconsin, 1999 Chevrolet with a 586 cubic inch Rodeck engine. That baby generates horsepower. Doug McClung, we just saw, giving us the rundown on the lights in the Fat Cat. And you can see that 1992 model Chevrolet looking good. That's a hot-looking machine out of Bethlehem, Georgia. So Fat Cat also advancing into the Final Four here in Orlando. And then to round out the bracket, I'll tell you, this was a great matchup. Shea Clark, the defending national champ, two-time national champ, gets knocked off by Magnum Force out of Winchester, Kentucky. Mike Lane with a huge win in terms of season points over Shea Clark as they try to catch up to Doug McClung.
Great crowd here in Orlando. They've enjoyed these sand drags. It's time now to get back to monster truck freestyling. Reptoid and Jim Jack is up next. Jim, of course, from Florida, along with Scott Hartsock, the driver of Gunslinger. They've got a little rivalry going between themselves, proving supremacy among the Floridians.
We're going to get it on out there. I tell you what, these fans better get ready because two Florida boys going in the cage swinging at each other, and it's going to get ugly. I tell you what, though, we're trying to put old Reptoid in that winner's circle, and I know we got some tough trucks here, but we're going to give them a run for their money. They're not going to just walk away with it.
And Scott, what a week he had last week, making it to the finals of the racing competition, losing only to Gravedigger. That was some performance.
And you could really tell from his interview with Kate before he came out for this run, he's just brimming with confidence right now. And Jim, if he can turn in a real scintillating run, we haven't seen anything that's going to get up near 30 yet. If Jim can get some momentum going, really hit some things, he's got a shot to take the lead.
But like you say, Scott, he's got to get some momentum going, got to make something happen to get this crowd excited.
You know, Steve Reynolds in the interview after his Raging Steel run used the term, the course is cluttered. And, you know, if they think there's too many things on there and not enough room to get momentum going, that may be costing some of these guys what they feel is you know, kind of the free roaming space to really get some momentum going. But I think it's cost them in terms of points right now because these runs are a little bit slow.
Yeah, we really haven't seen anything spectacular yet from Jim Jack. Almost anticlimactic from what we saw from him last week.
Isn't that a great looking truck, though?
Oh, I love the look. Don't you love it when the smoke comes out of the mouth? Those fangs hanging down.
Another one of the family teams, Jim and Linda Jack, up and down the road. Great people. And And Jim Jack has really been coming on. Another one of the guys stepping up his game, another one of the veterans. Looks like that wheel may be bent a little bit on the front right. I don't think it's hurting him any, but that's kind of a strange look. I don't even know if that's enough to get the lead. He really wasn't able to cut loose, Mike.
No, and I don't think he's going to maybe not be as strong as some of the runs that we've already seen. His time is up. The judges are compiling their scores. We'll see what they've given him. There's that smoke from the mouth. I love that.
Yeah, I really like that a lot. Nice touch. And it's nice when he pops it in the air, too. Gives him a unique look. But all in all, I think Jim Jack can do better. I'll be surprised if he's real happy with that run.
Let's see the scores. It's a total of 19 for Jim Jack.
Jim, tell me about the freestyle course you just experienced.
Oh, it felt pretty good out there, but shortly after I got out there, I lost the self-centering, and that kind of messed up my timing a little bit, and I had to manually do the rear steering, but it all worked out pretty good.
Over the last couple of weeks, our cameras following John Seasock on the road here to Orlando from his trip from Indy to Orlando, and let's rejoin him.
It's Tuesday. We left Indianapolis on Sunday. Got down here to Orlando, Florida. We're at Walrose Construction. A friend of ours that has a construction company opens the doors up and lets us fix all of our stuff. Blue Thunder and El Toro Loco was in here. They had some damage down there in Miami. They fixed their stuff and they're on their way to San Diego. We got up this morning, power washed the truck, got it in here in the shop. We had a small oil leak in the truck over the weekend. Doing an oil change. I'll be taking my oil filter out pretty soon, making sure that's okay. And checking over the truck, pretty much looking for stress cracks, checking on nuts and bolts, making sure everything's still in one piece.
All right, we'll be there Saturday night, live. Get the food.
You can sit in there if you want. Today we get to kick back here, enjoy the sun, and spend more time with everybody that comes through, answer their questions, and they're a lot of fun. I mean, no matter how, anytime you interact with the fans, it's awesome. It's a lot of fun to be with them, answer their questions, and get their opinions and everything. Everybody has an idea how things should be and what they like to see and what they don't like, and I think it helps us get more of a feel of what we should be doing to make them guys happy. We made it here to the Citrus Bowl in Florida. 5 days later, 994 miles, 2 displays, a couple days of working on a truck, a couple days of playing. Gonna unload the truck here, go back to our tractor trailer, and start getting ready to do some racing. Hopefully we're gonna do some good.
What a life! The life of a monster truck driver. Still to come, we got more freestyling from here at the Citrus Bowl in Orlando.
If I'm getting a good reaction from them, then I know I'm doing something right. Fires me up to just hammer down even more.
John Seasock over the last 2 weeks and his journey down here. He's made it, and here he goes freestyle.
This is the first guy we've seen to come out of the hole really hitting the throttle, getting some momentum. Now the turns are kind of tight. Let's see if he can keep it going. Nice. Fans love those wheelies with these 10,000-pound monster trucks.
And I really think that impacts the judges, too. If the crowd gets into it, then the judges take notice. All right, he came to a dead stop. What's this?
Something appeared to break, and he was off to a great start. He's out looking. Yeah, that's it. Too bad, because he had a great chance, I thought, to get the lead. Great start. Came out of the hole super. You can see the sky wheelies were nice, get some great air. He had good momentum going, and you could get the feel for that 572 cubic inch Ford engine.
We'll see what the judges give him. 23? Whoa, what a surprise for John Seasock.
It felt good. I'm not really sure what happened. I had some good stuff planned. I was going to come back and iron wall them cars again, and I wanted to test that slap wheelie the first time, and it felt good, and I seen how far I went. I was going to come back and put that tailgate right on the ground and drag that thing for all it was worth.